Gordon the big engine had just been through an overhaul and was reaching speeds he had not reached in a long time, which made him feel more grander and prouder than ever. The fastest and the best, he called as he rushed through the station. But the other engines thought that Gordon's extra pompousness had gone on for too long, and it started to get old. "You know," said Henry one day, "you really should appreciate all the extra work we do when you're not there to do it." "What extra work?" grunted Gordon. "Ever since the express run was extended beyond Barrow," said James, "you no longer stop at small mainline stations, and we've had to take extra stops with our local trains." "Well, here's a benefit," said Gordon. "Now those British Railways engines can see how grand I am as I fly by them at full speed." "Exactly," said Henry. "I should have known it was the Barrow air getting to someone's smoke box." "It sure does seem like it," said Edward. "But it would take a large load off all of our buffers if you were to stop at least one of the former express stops," said James. "And I'm sure the passengers who are used to traveling on the express every day wouldn't mind. Perhaps Kronk or Kildane. Just suggestions." "Puh, I never liked Kildane, and in fact, it's all those mainline country stations. They're Velga?" asked Edward. "Well, I was going to say something a bit less harsh, but if you put it that way..." "Well, I wouldn't put it that way," said a voice. "It was the ballast cleaning engine. Kildane is my home, and me and all the machines at the ballast plant have been running on only excess stock fuel, and there was supposed to be a train delivery of it weeks ago." "So?" scoffed Gordon. "Well, I can see these other engines have plenty of work to do, and I don't see them dozing around on sidings when they could be asking the Fat Controller about where a missing fuel train is." "Why don't you try running a mile on my rails and see if you don't need a rest after that?" "Well, if you ever stop at Kildane again, as I overheard, maybe you can bring some fuel in with the express." "Disgraceful. I don't know why anyone would think that a splendid sight. Fuel tankers at the back of nice coaches. Not in my book." "Well, in that case, I just may not repair your rails and see how that suits you," retorted the ballast cleaner as he rattled away. Next morning, the ballast cleaner had finished repairing a section of track near Woolsworth. "Shall we head over to Crosby now?" asked his driver. "We can refuel at the yard before we start repairs on the line there." "Actually, I think the line near Rolf's Castle is the one that needs more attention. We can tend to Crosby later." "Are you sure?" "Why, of course." "Alright then. At least the Kirk Ronan line isn't run by braggadocious express engines," the ballast cleaner muttered to himself. But later down the line, however, the ballast cleaner's driver realized he was running low on fuel and wouldn't be able to make it much further. They stopped outside a signal gantry, and the driver signaled to the man inside. "We're almost out of fuel," he said, "and we need to find a siding quickly." "Well, the nearest empty one is at Kronk," said the signalman. "I can telephone the station and tell them to switch you onto it. Would you be able to make it there?" "We'll try," said the driver hopefully. So the ballast cleaner trundled down the line, running on fumes, hoping he would have enough fuel to get himself to safety. Finally, Kronk came into view. The ballast cleaner felt relieved, but not for long. Just as he was about to clear the station platform, he sputtered to a stop, as he had completely ran out of fuel. Now, Kronk is the only station on the main line that has only one through track, and trains were only allowed to stop there if they were scheduled to. Everyone's worries went up. Then, they heard a panic-inducing noise. Gordon was barreling down the line with the express, unaware of the danger ahead. He rounded the bend and saw the ballast cleaner. "Oh no, not this again," he said as his driver reduced steam. Everyone feared for the worst. Then, Gordon rammed into the ballast cleaner, but none of them derailed. Gordon's driver increased steam, and the ballast cleaner found himself going faster and faster. "Stop," he called. "You're going to run me off the line." "I can't stop," Gordon called back. "I'm the express." "Please, the next station is Kildane. There's a refueling station at the terminal. If you drop me off there, I can get refueled and be out of your way for good." "Nonsense. I told you I'm not stopping." "He has a point," said Gordon the driver. "We can't just take him all the way to Barrow and beyond. We have to stop somewhere, so it might as well be Kildane." But Gordon's driver had already signaled to the signalman, and Gordon indignantly pulled into Kildane station. The guard and the passengers both thought it was just a change in schedule, so the coach doors opened and people started to board. At least no one I know is here, Gordon thought. But just then, Henry pulled by with his passenger train. "Thank you for taking my passengers," he called. Gordon then had to push the ballast cleaner into the refueling siding, just as James and Edward came by. They had seen it all. Later, the ballast cleaner was back at the gravel plant when Gordon bustled in with trucks of fuel. "I thought you might need these," he said. "They were shunted onto a line of other trucks, but I found them." "Thank you," said the ballast cleaner, "although I must say I'm a bit surprised." "Well, I figured if I was to have rails to run on, then there would have to be a repair crew to keep them in working order, and that couldn't happen without fuel." "For certain. You'll be sure to start work on the express line straight away. We wouldn't want the passengers having to ride on bumpy tracks now, would we?"